Welcome to the In My Opinion Show with Ronald Robinson and friends. I want to welcome our millions of viewers worldwide. I especially want to welcome our very talented co-hosts. We have Mrs. Denise Smith-Allen.
Hi, Ron. How is everybody?
Good.
Mrs. Jackie Williams.
Hello, everyone.
And Mr. Henry Hatter.
Right back at you.
Let's talk about Donald Trump. Would you vote for Donald Trump? No. I wouldn't. That's my opinion, okay? I find him utterly disgusting. A sexual predator, a bully, a crybaby and a bully, again, and boring, and a liar, and also a divider. Trump sounds like a dictator when he says he would jail the other presidential contender, Hillary Clinton, if he was president. Denise, what's your thoughts?
About voting for Donald Trump?
Mm-hmm.
I think it's sacrilegious. I couldn't do it. There's no way I could vote for him based on all that I've seen and heard. He has disparaged every group in America, and now we're looking at some of the criminal things that have been shed to light. So I don't have a whole lot to say other than he could not have my vote.
Well, I think he's utterly ridiculous. It's everybody's fault but his. Okay. Now, another lady just came on the scene that said that she was sexually abused by Donald Trump, and so far I think there's 10 women, and there's more to be announced. I'm sure within the next few days. Jackie, what is your thoughts?
I have a lot on my head thinking about this because I'm so disappointed when I see all of the encouragement and votes for him still yet after he has done so many different things. It's as though the moral compass is off. When they talked about it in the the last presidential debate, what it said was, which was really sad, because this used to be a history teaching, people made their kids watch this for school. You no longer can have your kids watch the debate when he's included because he's so inappropriate by his language, the things that he do, the things that he says, the disrespectful level that he goes through. And the other thing is that no matter what he does, it just seems as though they accept him because it's saying something very loud to me, because he's driving the agenda that we haven't seen. Mm-hmm. Because his backers don't care what he has done. They are backing him regardless. So that tells me that it's some things that we don't know. So on the surface, it's things that we don't like. But behind closed doors, it's even worse, because you're setting the precedence. You're the president, and you're running for the president of the United States, the highest office possible. But you will not comply to little things that we ask you to do. Turn in your tax returns. Listen to the moderator or respect the moderator, because you're supposed to be a leader, and you can't even respect a moderator in an hour and a half without calling them stupid. And you're not saying small stuff, you're saying big things. And I don't want you to be an example to our children. They already have issues with the examples that we're placing before them.
Right.
But as the president of the United States, I think it needs to keep the dignity of the office. Mm-hmm. And that is compromised big time with Donald Trump, because he has not done anything to earn your vote to be the president of the United States, or to even still be running. He should just bow out so that we can start to heal in America.
Mr. Hatter, what?
Well, I completely disagree. We have had elections before, even in 1801 when Jefferson ran against Adams. It was a big hullabaloo, name-calling. As a matter of fact, one organizer of the Constitution was killed. His name was Alexander Hamilton. Mm-hmm. And what we see today is tame compared to what went on in those days. And Donald Trump, one of the things that I like about him, he's come out for the first time and asked African Americans, would you vote for me? Come over to my side. Stop and think about that. The one instant. And by the way, I submit to you that African Americans would be better off in this country after this election, whether he wins or not, because they're African Americans who are following Donald Trump. Before, they only had about 5% ever. And we will change things. He says he's going to make the Democrats earn their vote. He's going to do it for you. You guys are waiting around for a warm comfort zone of tremendous power and wealth and stuff like that. It's not going to come to you. You got to go after it. You got to join the American public. You got to bring your kids up, and so that they can perform equal to white kids and equal to other kids in this nation. Hang on now. There's evidence out there that shows that we're way behind and we're doing nothing about it.
I agree with that.
Yeah,
I agree with that.
Okay.
Well, we're
Okay.
talking-
Hang on. I'm talking about Donald Trump promises that black people will get it better in the future under him. Now, Mrs. Clinton, she tells you the same old stuff that you've heard for many years. And you've heard white people yell at black people before. And he's not even yelling at you. He's yelling at the white man. He's yelling at the rich man. He's yelling at the women. Whatever. Any object out there that's been held sacred is no longer sacred anymore. Mm-hmm. Okay? And so you got to give Donald Trump his due. You don't have to vote for him. But what he did, he asked black Americans to join him. And the country will never be the same anymore.
Well, you're right about that, because the whole idea of having statesmanship and having some type of persona when you are speaking to the public has been totally thrown out the window. You know, when he gets up, to me, it's an embarrassment for this country, because what that represents, when you start talking, as he described it, locker room,
Stuff that they do all the time.
Yeah, perhaps they do.
Not perhaps. They do that all the time in sports.
Perhaps.
Even the women do it.
Okay, but here's my question. You know, how can we take this kind of behavior seriously and expect this person who have knowledge and experience in terms of talking about arms race and nuclear involvement and things like that, with the kinds of things that he said that has been so inciting to people and making people angry and stuff like that? This nut will blow the whole planet up.
Black people were always angry. Hang on.
We're not talking about black people.
Hold it.
We're talking about
people
him.
are angry. We're people too. You said people are angry.
We're talking about Donald Trump.
Hang
period.
on. We're talking about Donald Trump.
Okay.
Now, let's get it right.
Let's stay on track here.
Did we have a right to be angry? Yes, we did.
What is his right? Or what is he angry about? What he did to other
He's
people?
reflecting what people in this country are angry all the time. And it's not because of something he did, but it's the culture of the country. It's changed.
No, it's him.
Right.
No,
It's his culture.
He's only been on the scene for two years.
What is he, 70 years old?
Yeah,
He's been on the
this
scene
is
much longer than that.
Absolutely.
Because they have sound bites from him saying inappropriate stuff and flip flopping,
Well,
just
men
like
have
a
done
fish
that
out of
before,
water.
and I don't
But
think
my
it's
point
okay.
is to
And
you, Henry, to be fair. You say that he called for the black vote. You think other people have not called for the black
No,
vote?
they
but
have
the
not.
difference
No,
is,
Republicans have not called for the black vote.
We don't care
But
that about
hang on.
Republicans deciding to
But
come
you
to the
can't
side.
decide what public policy is. One party by itself can't decide public policy.
But we can
You gotta have
decide
the
what's
vote.
fair. We can decide what's fair.
Yeah,
what
you
I'm
can.
saying is
And
this:
it would be
if you're
your version versus
if you're coming to
everybody else's.
appeal to me, come to my neighborhood. Don't go into
You won't
Southfield.
let him go into your
He came in the neighborhood and disrespected the preacher in Flint, Michigan.
Oh, he did not.
He
They
did.
Yes, he
disrespected
did.
him.
Yes, he
Yes, he
did.
did. Yes,
And
he
he
did.
talked about her for
No,
weeks.
I disagree with that.
And he only
was
shows up.
disrespectful.
He was disrespectful because what she did when she invited him there, she invited him and gave him specific instructions. As soon as he got in front of the audience, he started talking about some other stuff, and she got up and she told him politely, very respectfully, that's not what you're here for.
And did he stop?
Yeah, and then he
Okay.
got out, and then he
Okay.
got out some other papers, and then he started fumbling, and then he had to leave because
Okay.
he was
Well,
off course.
if he
was
followed
not
her direction,
expecting.
he was not disrespectful
He
to her.
was. He
And
was
this-
because then he went outside and started disparaging the woman and talking about she was nervous and
What
she was
did she
stuttering.
say? What did he say to her?
What did he say
He didn't
to
say
her?
He
anything
said
to
he was
her.
disparaging her.
Yes, I'm saying
yeah.
afterwards.
On social media,
He
he
was
talked
talking
about how
her.
she was so nervous, never been around a real person before. I mean, just a whole bunch of degrading
Does
stuff.
that hurt you?
Sure it
You
does.
guys got to grow up.
Sure it
This
does.
is the real world.
You want us to
Listen,
be able
yeah.
to take the hits that Donald Trump do to us, and we got to
No,
grow up.
you gotta
He
take
want
the
to put
hits
you
that
back in the
everybody-
field, Henry. Even though you're Republican, you be in the same field we're
I
gonna
will
be.
never go to the field. You guys will go
Well,
to
you
the
better
field.
not vote for Donald
I will
Trump.
die first, but it's up to you guys to go to the field. But I'll never go to the field.
We're not like
What are
signing
you
up to
talking
do it.
about?
He said
She
he
said
wanted
that
to
she's
come
gonna
here.
send you guys back to the
No,
field.
I didn't say that. I said
I don't
Donald
believe
said that he went to the Motor City in
Yeah.
Detroit and said to them, I'm going to move these Ford jobs, GM jobs, all of these jobs out of Detroit, and I'm going to give them to another place that can get lower wages because you guys make too much money. But he's worried about the middle class. It's a lie.
I don't remember him saying that.
And
Yeah,
also,
well, there's a lot of things you're not going to remember. You know, you have selective amnesia.
just like Donald Trump.
Republican amnesia.
I don't remember. To tell you the truth, I would criticize him if I had heard that.
Well, you should.
he
I'm not
criticize
like
him.
you guys.
Just
Just
be-
one way all the time and never believe in anything, never try
No,
anything.
well,
no.
I could not
always
ever.
stay in a hole.
I could not
that
ever
is
believe
so
in
not
Donald
true.
Trump.
That
Always
is-
stay in
And
a
I
hole.
respect you
That
and
is
Ben
so
Carson
not
for
true.
trying something new.
100
You
That
and
is
Ben
so
Carson
not
tried
true.
something new, and it didn't work for Ben
know what?
Carson.
Ben Carson did well. You can't criticize
Oh,
him.
Uncle Tom's Ben?
Yes,
No.
he did.
Oh,
Uncle
my
Tom
goodness.
will always, he's one of my favorite
I bet he is. It's
Yes,
not
he is.
hard, is it?
He needs to, he
And-
needs to teach.
Yeah.
He needs to teach neuroscience.
That's where he
needs
needs to-
stay
that's his
in
lane.
his lane.
And he's
'Cause
probably
he was
good.
out. He was totally out of his lane. In
He
this
may
situation.
have, but I didn't see any of you up there backing him up.
I don't agree with anything he said.
Hey, I don't see any of you going
His
out
mother
there.
was on welfare. He must have forgot that they wrote the book.
I
His
don't-
mother was on welfare. Then he talked about people on welfare. His mother was on welfare.
I don't see any of you getting out and running for president.
I'm not going to.
I know
That's
you
not
have
what
to
I
be
want
a
to
special
do.
person to do that.
And he wasn't that person.
Who
Moving on.
wasn't? But Donald
Ben
Trump
Carson.
is.
No,
Donald Trump
he
is.
isn't.
Donald
No,
Trump
he
is.
isn't.
Now
Absolutely
choose
not.
one or the other.
No, that's not our choices.
Those
You
are
can
not
have
good.
Donald.
That's not the choices.
Those are not good choices. Either one of them.
Well,
Either one of them.
you're never.
Okay.
Just like
And
the
at this
Republican
point,
came forward the other day and said, I can't do it anymore. I have a 13-year-old and a 14-year-old daughter. How can I look at them and tell them it's okay for a presidential candidate to use that kind of language in reference to women?
And the kids know this stuff already. Okay, they
Does that make
That's
it
got
right?
nothing to do with
the
it.
kids,
whether they
does that
know
make
it or
it
not.
right?
in schools are teaching it.
Okay.
Yeah, but does that make it right because
No,
they
it does
know
not
it?
make it right. It's
Okay,
never been right.
but
I've
look,
never
he
been
is
for it.
supposed to be a leader, and as a
Right.
leader, you're held to a higher standard,
Yes,
and he
ma'am.
has fallen below the lowest
There are
of the
things that
standards.
I don't appreciate.
Absolutely.
Saying that. I'm
Absolutely.
not saying that.
Look at all
I don't
of these-
condone everything that he does. But,
can't tell.
But he has his right to be before the American people to plead his case.
Not the way he's doing it.
No, but not the way before the American people. If you three were running the country, there would be no democracy for people like me.
Because we wouldn't listen to you.
No,
You feel some
it's
kind of
just
way?
that you wouldn't follow the law.
What are you
Oh, well, we
saying?
just break the law. Cause
What are we saying? What is? Was he following the law?
What
was
law
he?
he
Was he
following?
He
following
has
the
his
law?
right to plead his case.
Well,
before
when he
the
was,
people.
did he follow the
You
law
guys
when he was
isn't-
groping these women on
I
the
don't know whether he was
airplane?
groping the
Okay.
women. I don't.
And
Was Mike Tyson groping them?
We're talking about
With
Trump.
slaves?
We're talking about
Hang
Trump.
on.
And he went to
Let's stay on
prison.
topic.
And he went to prison.
They went to
Mike
prison.
Tyson
Okay.
went to prison.
And you
Okay.
want to
That's
bring back
good,
the
that's
death
good.
penalty? Oh.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Mike Tyson
Trump
went to
should-
prison.
Trump should go to jail.
Right.
All right.
You
For assaulting
do you
all
have-
of these
Do
women.
you have evidence?
He said
Do you have
he had it.
evidence? Show it to us.
You got
Prove
10
it.
you got
In
10
the
women
United States
so
under
far.
the Constitution, you have to have evidence and you have to prove
You
it.
have 10 women so far. Okay, and there's another probably dozen what's going to be coming out in the next couple weeks.
Do you have
All right?
evidence?
There-
We have evidence
Okay.
on what's his name, the comedian. What's his
Bill
name?
Cosby.
Bill Cosby. We have evidence.
Well,
Nobody
that's a
stepped forward.
lost case. But we're not talking about.
But
What we're
hang
talking
on,
about is
you got to treat.
no, because
people-
he was so critical
the
of Bill Clinton and all of his past. He was so critical
Bill
that
Clinton clean?
no, let me finish. Let me
Okay.
finish. He was so critical of Bill Clinton and having all these women sit up front where his wife was because he was trying to make a point. So you be careful. It says when you throw an arrow, make sure you got clean hands because look what's coming back at him. He thought he had did something when he had the 5 people sitting up front. These were all accusers that accused Bill Clinton. Now you got so many you can't even number them that's coming after you. And now all you want to do is tell people to shut up and just let it go. No, you opened up the door.
I didn't know he said shut up.
Okay. Well, listen, here's another thing. Now, years ago, there was in New York a jogger who was attacked. Remember
white
that?
woman.
Right woman, right.
Yes, I
Okay,
remember that.
so
14
here it was,
boys.
supposedly.
Yeah.
He put in a full-page ad.
Yeah.
He wanted those boys, death penalty kind of thing with them. Those kids were exonerated. They weren't the ones. They were not the ones. But he went after them. So that tells me, what kind of homework did you do? No homework. That was full emotion, and that's what you get from him. You get raw emotion from him, but you don't get fact. You don't have anything to support what you're saying. You just go for the jugular.
Did you hear the case against the black presidential candidate? How bitter he was toward black people?
What?
Who? You talking about your friend Ben?
No, the Democrat presidential candidate, not Kasich, but who am I talking about?
Obama?
Clinton's running mate.
Clinton's running mate?
Yeah.
Not Pence.
Pence is.
What's his name? Oh yeah, that's on your side. Kane.
Kane. He was a prosecutor. He was a tough one, and he didn't necessarily touch black people with kids' gloves. He was mean,
Okay.
and that's okay.
What's your point?
No.
My point was that you can accept a guy who was mean to you or your population, but yet you can't accept what Trump did if he supposedly.
Okay, well then you want to talk about vice presidents? Let's go to Pence.
No, I don't.
No, let's talk. No, let's talk about Pence. If you're gonna talk about
you gotta
Kane,
take control of the discussion here.
Okay, but my point is this: he
can't
used
talk
a
two things at
platform.
once.
At that point, he was quote unquote a businessman.
Yeah.
That's right.
He had some influence, and he took other people's money because from what we're hearing is that he really doesn't have a whole lot as much as he claims he has. But he took his money and he put out a full-page ad, to try to sway the people about what had happened. He wasn't there. He doesn't know, but he made that assumption, and he was ready to see those kids get killed, as opposed to really, if you want to put your money somewhere, find out what happened. And for him to
That's
have
what
done
you should do.
Yeah, and that's what you should do, and that's what didn't happen.
Okay.
Okay, and in that regard,
You know how many times that has happened, even by presidents in the past? Consider Lyndon Baines Johnson. He was a Ku Klux Klansman, but you know what he said when he was asked about that? He says, "I have a right to change my mind," and I believe him.
Yeah.
And he did more for the black people than many people ever thought could be done.
okay, back to the fact checker. Even when they had the presidential debate, his campaign manager stated that it's a waste of time to fact check because it's not important. Well, they went ahead and did their job, and do you know they said it took them almost 3 days to get all of the facts corrected from what was said at the debate by your candidate, because he just spits off. He doesn't know, he doesn't have facts, he don't care if it's factual. He'll say he didn't say something, and then they'll have a video clip and say, remember you said this? And he don't remember. But he was just saying things, and they were saying that stuff that he was saying was really dangerous, because they say he doesn't know the things that you should know as a presidential candidate. They said he didn't know about foreign policy. They said
What did he know about foreign policy? Be specific.
They said that he said we would never go in Syria. Then they were like, what happened in Syria? The situation with Syria. What did he say about Syria? He's your candidate. What did he say?
Well, I don't remember what he said about
oh, you
Syria.
sound just like him. You sound just like him. I don't remember.
What did you want me to say?
The same thing he said. Nothing.
Why should I say the same thing? Look, Syria, we do have contention with Syria, and for right reasons. Some people think we should bomb the heck out of them. Even the Russians think that they should bomb them. Who doesn't think that they shouldn't bomb
But that's not
Syria?
what he said.
Because the claim is that is where the source of ISIS is.
You're not answering her question.
That's not what he
I'm
said.
telling you what I know, not
Okay.
what I...
He said Hillary
Please.
started ISIS.
Well,
That's
I
what
don't
he
know.
said. No, I'm just
no,
telling you what he
he
said.
meant that indirectly. You
No,
guys
he
know.
didn't. He
Yes,
said
did.
because
Yes,
she
he
did not go over there and do her job as
That's an
Secretary of
indirect
State.
statement.
No.
You know what an indirect
He said she
statement
did
is?
not.
You know what an indirect
Now
clause
you're just
is?
sounding just like Trump trying to confuse.
No, I'm not trying to confine.
Okay.
I bet you.
Only thing you don't have is a finger.
Yeah.
But listen, I'm not listening to that.
No, if people believe, and I believe that the people in Europe believe the same thing, that the source of ISIS right now is Syria. And if that's the case, then they're a potential enemy. And everybody, not everybody, you guys don't believe it, and that's why they wanted to bomb them. But they withheld doing anything. Okay? But they tried to work with the leader, but the leader was not agreeable. So Trump is the kind of guy that will not take being pushed around any more than Putin would take being pushed around.
That's not a
He's
good
a
example.
bully.
That's not a
Yeah,
good
He's
example.
a bully.
That's not a good example.
bully.
It
He's
is
a
to me.
bully.
And the reason why, in my opinion, is we're not in Syria, all right, to topple that regime is because we don't want to go to war with Russia. All
That's right.
That's
But Russia has the same,
that's the bottom line, okay?
leanings that Americans
And
do.
Yeah,
then
but
they don't
also Trump
But
wants to talk. Trump wants to talk all this old foolishness. All right, his sons have never spent a day in the military. Neither did he. He was a draft dodger. All right, but yet, Lord forbid, he doesn't make
Did he
president.
say he was a draft dodger?
Yes.
When? How? Where? Who?
You you find out.
He's
All right?
your
He's your,
candidate.
he's
You
your
guys are
candidate.
Guessing all of
You
this
don't
stuff.
know?
He's your
No, I don't
candidate.
know. I
Well,
don't know
it's
that he
been on
was a
the
draft-
news. It's been everywhere.
People can say
Right.
anything they want to say.
But he can clear it up if he would stop
Lying.
if he would stop yelling at people and answer questions, because he doesn't know how to answer questions. He know how to dance around questions. He can do a waltz around a question.
Just
But
like- just
my
like
point
Henry.
is,
You guys are just, you guys are escaping the point that I made
Right.
initially.
you didn't make a point.
That black Americans in this country, and I want you to write this on the wall behind us, will be better off 4 years from now.
No,
No.
not with no Trump up there.
No.
We'll probably
It wouldn't
be
make-
there.
I said irrespective of whether he's there or
He'll be
not.
wanting to
Yeah,
send
you
black
did say
folks back
that.
to
I did
Africa
hear-
like he wants to send the Hispanics back across the
Right.
Rio Grande.
You don't belong in Africa.
Okay.
You know, we were born here.
Exactly.
We were-
Well, you know what
Hang
Trump-
on, let me finish my point.
But some of those Hispanics were born here too.
Yeah,
but he
but
wants to
he-
send them
he-
back.
Only the
Okay.
ones that were not
Not
born
just
here.
Hispanics, but a whole lot of people from South America.
Now they may be able to send you guys back, but I was born here.
You
My
guys.
parents were born here. They died here. My grandparents were born here.
So
The
where do you think we
grandparents
were
before
at?
them, and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
This is where my kids were born here.
Okay.
And their kids will be born.
Okay.
This is my country.
Here, you're absolutely right. It is your country. But if you get the wrong person in leadership and you have one of the houses of representatives in a majority situation, they could take that 13 amendment and they can
Yes, they can
abolish
do that.
it.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
and you wake up tomorrow and you may be, whether you are third generation or fourth generation or not, it's going to be not even the issue.
Many more generations. That
You know,
I didn't
I'm
just
just-
get off the boat.
Well, I'm just saying. It
don't look like it either.
You know, it doesn't matter.
Well, you will be getting off the boat.
Yeah, you might be getting back on the boat. You might got someplace else to send you. You know.
No.
Oh, you
You
guys
might be a senior citizen in the kitchen.
you guys have frustrated and intimidated the audience that's watching this movie.
No, we're just telling
No.
the
They
truth.
think that you
Don't
right.
vote for Donald
And-
Trump.
and
There are millions of viewers
they
out
don't
there.
know that we're a nation of laws, and things move slowly in this country. I don't
Did you
care
tell
who you
Donald
are.
Trump that because he
It
thinks
was-
as
Donald
president
Trump
that he
probably
can come?
already knows
No,
that.
he doesn't.
Nobody coming into this country can move this system overnight. Nobody.
Well,
Tell
We're a
Donald Trump to keep
constitutional
his
government.
hands to himself.
And we should be telling our young people that we're in a stable situation and the future belongs to them.
yes, but if they hear somebody like him speaking the way
They
he
say-
speaks, and they have no one there to filter what
That's
he's
right.
saying.
Who's gonna believe them?
Yeah, what?
Who's gonna believe him?
There are a whole segment of people who are very angry and they don't see or hear anything.
The reason they don't
but
believe
that.
him because
They
the reason
believe
they
him.
believe him is because they're angry.
Yes.
They're not using.
He
you don't
said that
use your
all
best
black people,
judgment when
including you,
you're angry.
Henry. He said we're all poverty struck, and he said we're in
Some
horrible.
of us are.
No, he didn't say
Yeah.
some of us.
He
didn't say some
painted
of
a
us.
broad stroke when he talks.
Yeah.
He paints a
But
broad.
said-
I don't believe that any one of you are poverty
And
stricken.
all black women are
Well,
on
he said we
welfare.
are.
I don't
He
think
said
that
we
all
are.
black women are
And foods
in
and using food
stamps.
stamps.
Yeah.
You guys are just talking
That's what he said.
Dixie. You know that.
Well, that's your ass to be in Dixie if you if you vote for him. You know,
But I say
you'll
to
have that old
you,
red and white flag. You know what I mean?
I say to you and your kids and your parents and your friends that black people in another generation would be better off then than they
Oh,
are today.
stop it, Henry. Stop it.
They will not only.
We died up under Bush.
But we're going to be a third of the leadership here in just 34 years.
We understand that part. We do understand that
But
part.
we don't need to vote for Trump because we'll
Well,
go right
you
back
don't
to
have to
that.
vote.
We'll be in worse shape.
We'll
when we
never
go-
move backwards.
Yes, we will.
Well-
With him? Yes, we will.
That's what they said about every Republican
no.
Move backwards.
no.
We-
And it hasn't
The
happened.
statistics show that we
People
moved
said
backwards
that
with
black
Bush. Did
people
we
would
not
be
go backwards
center-
with Bush? Did
No,
we not?
no, we didn't.
We
moved
didn't.
forward.
We moved
Yeah.
forward with Bush.
Yes, we did.
The son.
Yes, we did.
Your daddy too.
We almost went into. It was almost worse than the Great
Who?
Depression.
Who?
United States. Were you here?
No. You mean black people or white people or all people?
All people. We were struggling.
Yeah.
No, nobody. I
What,
don't hear
2009? You don't remember that? You don't remember?
that
was the Great Recession, which was tantamount to the Great
No.
Depression. Yes, it was.
Yes, it was.
Yes, it was, Henry.
Are
Yes, it
periodically predicted.
No.
They're predicted. They're just like a sine curve. They move like that. As the world population shifts and resources shift, it's always going to happen. We won't be the country that we are 50 years from now.
Well, this has been a great segment here. Very enlightening. And Mr. Hatter, it was, your spaceship is waiting for you outside. But to our millions of viewers, this is Ronald Berry Robinson, friend, saying until next time, stay focused.